Hi everybody, so I'm going to start a series of videos on fear, reactivity, and aggression. I've already done my YouTube channel, sits and downs and stays. Now we're going to get into the important stuff, the hard for people to do stuff to train their own dog. And the goal of all these videos, all the next series of videos that I'm going to do is for you to be able to help your dog, fix it, help it, make it better, help your dog at home. And I'm going to give you the tools to do it. Now, I recommend you watch all of the videos, okay? Because there's going to be pieces and parts of each video that are going to help you in different ways, all right? There's not going to be one video that's going to solve everything. That would be an hour to 2 hour long video, which you just can't do on YouTube. So there's going to be little bits and pieces throughout, okay? So what we're going to watch today is we're going to watch a video that I did about 5 years ago with a reactive dog, a reactive Doberman, and put him with my Doberman, okay? And we basically fixed the dog very quickly. I'm not saying you can do that, but you're gonna glean some things from this video that's gonna help you a lot. And I'm gonna talk you through what I did, why I did it, and how you can do that at home, okay? Very important first video on this subject. So we're gonna get to that in just 1 minute. I'm gonna go picture in picture so I can talk and you can watch it at the same time. So the first thing I wanna say is that there is never a perfect way for reactive dogs to meet other dogs. There's 4 main ways. I use all 4 of them because they're good for different dogs. The first way is to have dogs meet on a leash. Now, leashes are, and there's good and bad to all these. The leashes are good because if the dog goes at the other dog, you can get the dog out of there. Very important to not let dogs get bit, especially if there's a gentle leader on the dog. You can go bink, you can get that dog out of there real quick, rather than the dog really go after the other dog. It's bad because leashes generally create tension. There's actually, leash reactivity is its own type of aggression. It's not always aggression, but it can be its own type of aggression. And so the dog could be good off leash and actually worse on leash. So that would be a dog that you wouldn't want to do a leash meeting with. You'd almost want them to be off leash. Then there's meeting through a fence. Okay, so, and I do it all the time. I put good dog at one side of the fence, reactive dog here, and I want to see, does this reactive dog run up to that fence and attack the dog through the fence? Well, most likely, that's not a dog you can let out. What if the dog sits back? You don't want to let them together. What if the dog sits back a little bit and growls and barks, and then slowly goes up to the fence and growls, then backs up, and then goes up to the fence and then tail wag? Maybe that dog would have been reactive if I would have just let a dog out on him, but because of the fence, because this dog was able to slowly go up to the fence, it actually worked really well. But the con is there can be sort of fence reactivity, like leash reactivity, and the fence is actually the stimulus for the fighting. So that wouldn't be good for that type of dog. But I do like the fence meetings. Then there's the muzzle meeting. I used to not use muzzles, so I got very good at reading dogs because you have to be, because there's no muzzle. So you got to be careful with an aggressive dog. But then years later, I started to use them, and I'm a really big fan of muzzles because muzzles don't stop a dog from going at another dog. No matter what you hear, muzzles, if a dog is somewhat comfortable in the muzzle, they'll still aggress, but they just won't hurt the other dog. And what that allows everyone to do is just relax. We can just, you don't want the dog to rehearse the behavior. You don't want the other dog to get overwhelmed. But in some situations, you can relax because you know the dog isn't going to actually bite the other dog, send them to the vet. But muzzles can cause stress, so they really have to be conditioned to it really well. Then the last way for dogs to meet is really the best way, but also to some degree the most dangerous way, is to just let them meet off leash. I have an acre that I do this with. I have to ask the owners a lot of questions. I have to know the dog really well. Maybe after I do the fence meeting, maybe after I do the leash meeting, maybe after I do the muzzle meeting, maybe at the beginning, I just go, okay, let's let these dogs out. Now, it's good because there's none of these muzzle, leashes, fences. They're just meeting in a normal kind of way. And actually, dogs are generally best that way. It's also the most dangerous way because a fight can happen and you have no recourse. You just have to grab them and separate them. It can be very dangerous. So you got to really know both dogs that you're dealing with. And one dog has to be awesome. Your helper dog, as I call it, that's Bosco in the video you're going to see, they have to be almost perfect to do that. Okay, so the video is, that's what I do. I basically ask the owner a lot of questions, and I was pretty sure that Slim was not going to be like terrible. And of course, I trust Bosco totally. He's not going to hurt another dog ever. Even if the dog goes at him, he'll just be like, knock it off. And we've been very successful with this method. That's why I'm starting with this video. So right now you see Slim. I'm about to let Slim out, and we're going to start now the Slim's cruising. His mom's over here, and one of my other trainers taking the video. Now right here, the meeting actually happens at the worst possible spot. So as I let Bosco out, Slim was cruising. But then right when Bosco came out, Slim circled around and checked in with his mom, flipped around, and Bosco was there. So it's really the worst type of meeting. And that's one thing I want to get you to understand from this video. A lot of dogs are reactive toward other dogs around you. Okay? The dog sleeps in your bed, you're their mommy, all this stuff. And then the dog is like, this is my mommy. And they're all emboldened around you. Okay? The dog says, and a lot of times they go, I'm fine with dogs. I don't really hate dogs. But like, I don't really like them. And I love this lady. And I just want them to get out of my space because I want to be with mom all the time. So that's the worst possible way generally for dogs to meet other dogs, is what you're seeing right now, which is Slim right by his mom, telling Bosco to get out of here. Now, it's not protection. 99% of the time, it's not people, oh, my dog's protecting me from other dogs or from other people. It's almost never protection. It's resource guarding. They're resource guarding you. They are saying, you are mine. I don't want anyone near you, not because I think that dog's going to hurt you, but you're mine, and I'm going to tell him to get out of here. That's obnoxious. Protection is noble. Resource guarding is obnoxious. So what I should have done with this client is had her walk in a circle. I usually do. I don't know why I didn't say it that day. I usually do. And if you go to a dog park, you're not going to go to a dog park with a super aggressive dog, but you're going to maybe go, your dog used to go, and now he's gotten a little worse. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. Try that one method. Go to the dog park and instantly start walking in a big circle on the dog park. What happens is the dog has split focus. So they go, mom's here, dad's here, and another dog's rolling up, and they usually sit on mom's leg and tell the other dog to get out of here. Now you're walking, they go, oh, here comes another dog. Oh, but there goes mom. I want to be by her. Oh, but here comes another dog. Oh, there goes mom. And they never have that opportunity to sit there and just stare down that dog and go at him. Okay? So that's the first thing. I should have known this lady. So we're going to start the video. Here we go. Bosco rolls up. Now, this went viral all over the world because Bosco is a stud and completely know what to do. So Slim, Bosco's keeping his head up. He's saying, I'm not going to back down. Attempted bite right there. He did not bite Bosco. If he would have bitten Bosco, Bosco would have gotten really mad. I've seen him get nipped and he gets pissed. You can see me right there with my hand in the air. I'm telling the owner to not get involved. In this situation, and in many, the owner's doing anything, especially touching. Don't go to the dog park and your dog's weird, or you're like, oh, my dog's scared of the other dogs, and you touch your dog. Don't do it. Leave him on an island, as I call it. Okay? Again, I'm not saying to bring an aggressive dog to a dog park. That's not what I'm saying. Leave him on an island. You're fine. I'm going to go walk around. Don't pet him. Don't touch him. Don't treat them. You can talk to him occasionally in a calm voice, like, oh, you want to meet some friends? You're a good boy. Don't touch them. So I'm telling her, with my hand up, I'm saying, don't do anything. You can't hear the audio, but I'm saying, don't do anything. Bosco's dealing with this. All right. Bosco's like, don't mess with me. You're not gonna win. Standing up tall. Lip lick is gonna happen from Slim right here. We're not gonna get into lip licks in this video. We have another video where we'll get into that. Lip lick, and then Bosco's like cool as a cucumber. He pees. He said, this is my spot. I tell the lady to start walking. I say, start walking in a circle. And then following Bosco, smelling Bosco, a good sign that he wants to interact. Smelling Bosco, and they are not right. They're not perfect 10 seconds later, but this is the dog who could never meet another dog. Came out to us, met an awesome dog. Now we just need to go another dog, all good dogs, another good dog. And we are on our way to rehabbing this dog. So really what I want you to get from this video is some body language stuff. Hey, by the way, I learned how to deal with dogs running up to me, barking, growling, being scary from Bosco. I've seen Bosco do this with many, many dogs. And Bosco never backs down. He keeps his head up tall. He doesn't stare at him like, I'm going to kill you. He kind of does look away. He's like, hey, I don't want to fight, but I'm not going to back down. And that's whenever a dog runs up to me, I do that. I stand up tall. I don't flinch. I try not to flinch. And dogs respect that. They don't generally go to attack me or bite me, because I'm like, I'm not scared, dude. I'm standing here. I'm standing my ground. Okay? I'm not saying you can always do that. So if your dog is like Slim, you need to either come out here, you need to, or maybe not quite as bad as Slim, but because that was kind of bad, but you have all these ways to meet, muzzles, whatnot. You got to stay calm. You don't want to touch them. You don't want them to be near you and on you while the other dog rolls up. And I just stand there like this, and I kind of walk away, or I don't. The owners should be walking away. I, as the trainer, kind of stand there and look at the other dog, and I'm like, don't even think about it. If the dog comes up and sits on you, you can also just kind of push them away. Go. Time to go play. Time to go be a dog. I tell my clients that all the time. Their dogs just huddle around them and stand there. They don't have any need for other dogs. They have you. You have to be like, go. You're fine. Okay? Because they're not that scared. They're just, I mean, some are, but they're generally not that scared. They're just like, I got mom and dad here. It's all I need in my life. But you guys want to live a life. You want to take your dog places. You want your dog to meet other dogs, have friends, go to dog parks, go to doggy daycare. This is the first step, okay? There's a lot that goes into this. I'm not saying this is the only method. You got to watch all these videos. We're going to get into this stuff more and more and more, but this is a good start on just some fundamental behaviors for you to understand.